Happy New Year from Convento di San Giacomo. We celebrated Christmas here for the first time ever, and it was magical. Personally, it was the best Christmas I've had in a really long time. I was hosting Christmas, which I've never done before, so I didn't have the time to post any videos, but I was filming. So today I want to show you some videos that I took back around the time when my family was just beginning to arrive for Christmas, and I want to show you some of the things that I was cooking. The morning mist is so pretty. This is a great mist because the sun is out. You can see up above, the sky is blue. The mist is beginning to burn off. And so you get the light shining through the mist. I love that. And the faint outline of Toadie appearing out of the mist. Over on this side, the meditation garden is in full sun, but it's hidden from the world by a shroud of mist. So, Santa's workshop has all of the ingredients that it needs to make Christmas magic. It's just a bit of a mess. I'm thinking that we need to start with some Christmas cooking, which means this kitchen is going to need some attention. Oh, bother. Oh, thank you, Christmas magic. Well, so the elves have done their part, and now I guess that means it's time for me to do mine. I think some Christmas cooking would be fun. What should we start with? I want something simple to ease my way into the marathon of holiday cooking and baking, so I'm thinking shortbread. And I remembered that when I was unpacking, I found this ceramic shortbread pan that has little designs that it can imprint into shortbread that are all holiday themed. So I think this is perfect. I love how the back of the box looks like a storybook. They've made it look very fairy tale. And it comes with a little booklet of recipes and ideas. And then actually I found my mom stashed this away in here. It's a cutout of an old Land O'Lakes butter box that has a recipe on the inside that she must have liked. This is my KitchenAid stand mixer. This was one of the very first things that I bought when I first got to the convent because it really makes me think about my mom. She always had a KitchenAid stand mixer my whole life, and she always used it to make special things. So it feels really special to me, and it's attached to a lot of really happy memories that I have of my mom. And I remember the first time that I walked into this kitchen after we bought the convent thinking, we need a KitchenAid stand mixer here immediately. I opted for this yellow one. It's a very buttery, light, summery kind of yellow. It just seems really happy. It seemed like this stand mixer is as happy as the thoughts that I have when I'm looking at it and using it. Well, that's not what I was going for. Shortbread. You know, I said I wanted something simple, and shortbread seems like it's gonna be simple because the recipe's so simple, but actually, it's not so simple. It is, however, still delicious, so at least there's that. I'm gonna try again. So on the second attempt, I only put in half the amount of flour just by accident. I've failed again. However, I have succeeded at creating something that tastes a lot like Butterfinger. So I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, I would have liked to see the Christmas images imprinted a little more tidily, but at least I have a good topping for the ice cream sundaes that we'll make soon. 2 attempts now, and here is the best of what I've got. A very faint outline of a candy cane on a segment of 1 cookie. Now, before my spirits crumble as badly as these cookies have, I think I need to try something else and maybe come back to this later. Here's something that I probably can't screw up too badly. I want to make an infusion of butterfly pea flowers in my gin. Now, butterfly pea flowers are something that my aunt's friend Lisa told me about shortly after we bought the convent, because she knew that my mother's favorite color was purple. And butterfly pea flowers are these incredible little purple flowers that actually, when you put them in tea or in water or make an infusion with them, they'll turn liquid this kind of indigo blue color. And when you add some acid, like lemon juice, for instance, it will turn more pinkish purple, or if you add a lot, it'll even turn a kind of magenta. And I just think that a purple martini would be a really fun Christmas drink, and a color-changing purple martini, even better. I'm going to put some of these flowers into this gin, and then all I have to do is let it sit. There's not too much that could possibly go wrong here. The moment that I put the flowers into the gin, I could see the color starting to drip out of the flower petals and into the gin. The effect was just like incense smoke, and it reminded me of this magic wand toy that I had as a kid that had water with glitter and color inside of it, and when you would shake it, it would create this mesmerizing effect just like this. So I am feeling like this martini is really going to nourish my inner child. Once the infusion was ready, I mixed some of the gin with ice to get it really cold, and I did that before adding the vermouth because the vermouth is what causes the color to change, so I wanted to add it last. That's not how I would normally make a martini, but it's worth it to get this effect. This martini really added some Christmas magic to my day. I am going to try a recipe from this book. This author is a British woman who splits her time between the UK and Italy. I just kind of love the way that she blends Italian and British ideas into her recipes, and the way she's organized this cookbook just makes me really want to entertain people, and some of the recipes are quite manageable, so we're going to give one a try. We are going to make a tagliatelle gratin, which is a baked pasta dish using tagliatelle, which is a really popular pasta in this part of Italy for sure. You see it everywhere. So I've got the pasta here, I've got butter, pancetta, grated Parmesan, and then we're going to make a bechamel sauce. So we have more butter and milk and flour and nutmeg and pepper. Now, while the water starts to boil, I am going to work on the bechamel sauce. Although with these induction cooktops, goodness, that's a lot of water, and it is already almost boiling. I am going to let this melt here. So now that that is liquid, I'm going to add the flour, and I'm going to whisk it together to make a sort of paste. Now I'm going to let that cook for a minute so that the flour cooks a little. Now I'm just going to add a little splash of milk, stir that in. So now it's got this really like thick, creamy texture to it. So I'm gonna add some more milk in now. It's a two-handed job to add all the milk and stir simultaneously. And I'm just gonna stir this until it thickens. It has thickened into a bechamel, and I just put some nutmeg and salt and pepper in it. And I'm just gonna get it to taste just the way I want it. Over here, I am boiling some pasta and melting some butter. And in goes the pancetta. And this dish is really, really healthy, in case you're wondering. So I've moved the pancetta into this bigger pot. And in goes the pasta. Big lump of butter and half of this cheese. And then I stir it all together until that's all mixed together well, all the butter, the cheese, and the pancetta into the noodles. Next, I'm gonna move the pasta into this casserole dish. I might need to use 2 casserole dishes, but I definitely want to use this one that I got nearby in the town of Deruta, which is famous for its Maiolica pottery. And I just really love this design with the rabbit surrounded by flowers and green leaves. Here's the pasta in the dish, and now I'm going to pour my bechamel over top of it. I've made this bechamel very nutmeggy because it's Christmas time. Next, we sprinkle it with more Parmesan. Voila! I really feel like I'm channeling my mother with this last bit of dotting it with the butter. She always wanted everything as creamy as possible. The richer, the better. After 20 minutes in the oven, this is what it looks like. Which part looks the yummiest? I think I like this corner looks really crispy and gooey, so we're gonna go for that one. Finally, I got the shortbread to come out the way I wanted it, and you can see there's a wreath and a candle, these Christmassy designs, the candy canes, a Christmas tree, and a few that didn't come out quite as well, but you can see sort of a teddy bear and a snowman and a gift. It just goes to show that when you're struggling with something, sometimes it can really help to just set it aside and go try something else and come back to it later. I will leave you with some footage of these views out over the valley from the meditation garden on a gray, wintry day where it's still just so storybook and magical here, no matter what the weather is like, it seems. This one tower right on this hilltop across the valley never fails to remind me what a fairy tale it is to live here. If you haven't seen my previous video where I go into town to see the Christmas lights in the piazza, I'll put a link to that for you here. Please hit the like button on this video and hit subscribe and click the little bell to get notified when I post my next video. And thank you so much for watching. Ciao for now from Convento di San Giacomo.